Messaging guests on Airbnb can be one of the most time-consuming and inconvenient aspects of hosting a place on Airbnb. We've all thought about it before. We've all had frustrations and annoyances with having to reply to guests when we just sat down for dinner, or when we're supposed to be working, or in the middle of the night, the guest reaches out and we're not there to answer their question. Now, all of that is a big challenge for people that are looking to scale their portfolios, especially because not only is it a bit of a pain, it's not super high leverage, it doesn't really make you a whole lot of extra money, and it can also be pretty difficult to hire for because not a lot of people, frankly, want to be responding to guests on their evenings and weekends, and it's not enough work to necessitate a full-time hire, but it's enough work that you want to get it off of your plate. And that's always been a bit of a pain until now. Now, I had the chance to sit down and start working with a whole bunch of different AI softwares for guest communication, and I have found the best one. Now, I will be the first to say that a couple months ago, when I first sat down and started playing with AI guest communication tools, I was very disappointed and underwhelmed. They suffered from critical problems. Like, I remember one tool I used, I would reach out to ask where the frying pan was, and it would tell me it was in the cupboard, and if I couldn't find it, just let me know. And I would say, I can't find it, and it said, well, it's in the cupboard. If you can't find it, just let me know. And I would get stuck in this endless loop that was so much worse than the message just not getting responded to at all. So paint me a skeptic, but I have done some more research, played around with different tools, and I've come across one that is truly remarkable. It does a fantastic job of responding to guest messages, and it does way more than that as well. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that tool is. I'm going to show you how I got it set up, what it's capable of, and we're going to just explore the tool together. I'm going to show you right in behind the scenes. There's going to be a link in the description down below if you want to sign up for this tool, and you can even get 20% off for, I think, your first 3 months when you sign up. This is a really cool tool that we're going to have additional advanced training playbooks on inside of BNB Tribe. So if you want to learn all about cool tools like this, additional functionality they have, all kinds of amazing stuff, then make sure you check out BNB Tribe, and I would love for you to join that. It's a super awesome community of Airbnb hosts, co-hosts, investors all over the world with all kinds of really cool training. With all that said, let's just jump right in, and I want to show you inside of this tool. It's called Besti AI. The website is getbesti.ai, and it basically, all you have to do is go in and sync up your listings. Now, right now, they don't have integrations with every different channel manager, and they unfortunately don't integrate directly with Airbnb just yet. But depending on when you're watching this video, they may have that rolled out. So I would highly recommend that you check it out and see if you can sync up, if you have the right software, if they have the right integrations, because by the time you're watching this video, good chances are they're going to have way more integrations than they do at the time I'm recording it, because that's something that they're really working on. I had the chance to actually sit down with the founder of the company and really had an in-depth chat about the technology behind GetBesti and why it's so much superior to other AI tools out there on the market for guest communication. So there's all kinds of really cool functionality here that you can use for upselling different guests, inquiry win back, retargeting, all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to go through that in a separate video that I'm going to be recording right after this one. It's going to release shortly. So if you want to go into all the details on that, then make sure that you watch the other video that's going to be coming out on my channel very soon. But the one thing I do want to show you here is this feature called autopilot. Now, autopilot is what allows you to select when and if you want the AI to automatically respond to guest messages. Now, the way this AI works is they've got kind of 3 different tiers of intelligence. You've got your sandbox where you can test it and play around with it, which I'm going to show you in a moment here. And that's a relatively dumbed down version of the AI. Because running AI queries, it can become expensive. They don't want to have their kind of sandbox hooked up to the most intelligent one. So the sandbox that I'll show you is a less intelligent version. Then they've got an option for you to have what's called draft mode turned on. That's what I've got turned on right now. And I'm going to show you how that works. It basically just drafts up a response to the message that a guest sends, and you can just click a button to send that message either here in GetBesti or directly inside of your channel manager, which is super convenient. You can also do it right from your phone, which makes it even easier. And then Draft mode is kind of the next step up in intelligence. It's quite intelligent, but it'll also make some guesses because it knows that you're editing the messages before sending them out and reviewing them. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And what's really nice about that is that now you can respond to guest messages without having to take nearly as much time or spend nearly as much thought on it, because you just basically review it and click send as long as it all makes sense, which most of the time from my testing around with this, it does a really, really great job. Then there's autopilot. And this is really cool because you can select whether to have it on 24/7. You can select to have it on for certain days or certain times when you might not be as responsive to guest messages. And you can also do it for specific listings. You can also do customizations like having it wait a little bit before responding so that the guest doesn't know that it's speaking with an AI. Or you can have it prefaced by saying that, hey, this is an AI, if you do want your guests to know that it is an AI that is responding to them. So it's really, really cool. And the cool thing about that, about autopilot, is it's kind of the absolute upper tier of intelligence. It knows and has parameters to know that we really can't make mistakes here. We can't guess or assume on anything. If I don't know something, I'm going to go and ping the property manager or the property owner and let them know that they need to intervene here. It's only going to respond on autopilot to messages that it is absolutely sure about. So that way you can avoid any potential messages going out to your guests that would be misleading or they'd be incorrect information. So super, super cool. Having played around with a bunch of different tools, I can say that the way that they've set this up to not only have autopilot functionality, but also have it toggleable and have it customizable so you don't get your guests into those bad kind of loops or experiences is really, really something that sets Besty apart from the other AI tools out there. And it does a really, really great job of. Are you a brand new or experienced Airbnb host, co-host, or investor who wants to host as successfully, as profitably, and with as much fun as possible? If so, then I would love to invite you to check out BNB Tribe, linked in the description down below this video. It's our exclusive community for Airbnb hosts, investors, and co-hosts from all over the world, where I share some of my best trainings that go into detail on every single aspect of Airbnb hosting from A to Z. We've got advanced training playbooks that will help you to use more advanced strategies to take things to the next level and make more money and have more fun hosting, co-hosting, or investing on Airbnb. You're also going to get access to an incredible community and over $2,500 worth of deals, perks, discounts, bonuses that I've negotiated with other vendors in the short-term rental industry. So if you want access to all of that and a whole bunch more, check out the link in the description down below for BNB Tribe, and I would love to see you on the inside. What you can also do is then come in here, and like I said, you can come into your sandbox. Now, cool thing about this is that I actually didn't have to train this AI. It trained itself. It basically just took all the details from my Airbnb listing, from my channel management software, and it imported it in here. So you can see over here what Besty knows. It's got all these different lines of information. Now, something cool that I learned from speaking with the founder of the company, one of the co-founders, is they do something called data vectoring. Now, this is very, very standard in the field of AI, but for any of you like me who is relatively unknowledgeable about this, it just sounds like jargon and we probably don't know what it is. Basically what it means is it takes every single data point that it has about your listing and it puts it into these individual line items that it feeds into the AI. That way, when the AI is answering a question, typically what would happen is it would have to query everything that it knows about the property. And the more data that gets put into an AI model, the more muddy the output will be, the lower quality it'll be. This way, when they have all these details right in here, they can then basically add a search layer on top as kind of the first step. So if you ask about the number of bedrooms, it'll search for only the information pertaining to numbers of bedrooms, and then it'll feed that into the AI. So you get a much, much higher quality output. And having just qualitatively played around with this tool and played around with others and tested them out, I can tell you that the quality of outputs from this tool is far, far better than anything else. Now, the other thing that you can do here, there's early check-in upsells. Again, I'm going to get to that in another video, but you can also add your own notes. So one of the things that I did is I realized this is a fault of my own. I had some of the settings wrong on this property. And so basically the way this property is set up, it thought that the property was a dome when in fact, it just just has a dome in the backyard. And so you can add specific customizations to train the AI to not make certain mistakes that it ever does make. So that way, what you can do, what I'm doing personally, is I test it out on draft mode to make sure that no mistakes come up. And if ever mistakes do come up, I just come in here and I add additional details in so that the AI learns and now isn't going to make that mistake again. It's actually very, very similar to the way that you would train a virtual assistant who would be taking care of the guest messaging for you. You don't want to just answer every single one of their questions and correct it one off. You want to give them a database for where to store the answers to these questions so that later on, when a guest asks a specific question, they can reference the database rather than having to come to you and ask the same question they've already asked 5 different times. So you basically do the exact same thing in here. You can add in all kinds of details. They've got all kinds of different categories for nearby activities, restaurants, attractions, all kinds of stuff. But bear in mind that you don't actually have to add a lot of this stuff in. For example, I didn't add anything in here about restaurants or things to do nearby, anything like that. And if we go over to a test message, I've got a test kind of booking in here with different questions. You can see it's already recommending restaurants without me having to put stuff in. So again, very, very intelligent right out of the box. I'm going to come over back to this message center a little bit later. So that's really cool that you have all this data, all this kind of customizability, so you can really make this thing run perfectly. And you can see it's an incredibly knowledgeable AI that knows a whole bunch of stuff. It's connected to the web, so it can search different things up. So really, really, really powerful. And then you can come in here into the sandbox and test things out. So it gives you a grounds to test and see what information the AI has, what it knows, what it maybe doesn't know. And again, this is the dumbest version of the AI in the sandbox here, but it's just really nice to have a testing ground for the AI to just kind of, if you're not super comfortable with just unleashing AI on your listing, you can test it out and see what's what by going in here. Then what you've got is you've also got your actual message center here. So you can actually just do all your messaging now right through here, which is really cool. Any of the listings that are hooked up to it, you can come in here, you're gonna have the kind of message center. It's gonna give you any of the unread conversations. You can see I made a test booking here in my channel manager host away. And then I asked, can you recommend some good restaurants nearby? And this is what it gives me. It just gives me the draft response. Now, once you get hooked up, one thing to note about Besty here is that it takes anywhere from, in my experience, maybe 4 to 7 minutes-ish between when a message comes in and when the AI has basically realized a message came in, basically synthesized it and come up with a response. So if you come into here right after a message comes in, it might not show up and there might not even be a draft response. But as long as you just give it a couple of minutes, it'll come up with a draft response. Now, again, I want to remind you, I did not feed the AI any of the information. I've not mentioned anything about these different restaurants. And I can tell you, Rhubarb Restaurant is my favorite restaurant nearby close to this property. It's the one I always recommend. A lot of people are probably wondering, does the AI learn from your past conversations with guests? Meaning, like, is it recommending Rhubarb because I've recommended Rhubarb to other guests that have stayed? The answer is no. The reason it doesn't do that is because there's too many one-off scenarios in your past conversations. Maybe you recommended one restaurant to one guest that you wouldn't recommend to others. Maybe you gave one guest a discount that you wouldn't give to others. Maybe something happened, the power went out, and now you don't want the AI thinking that the power is going to go out for every guest. So it does learn from the previous conversation with that guest and everything that's been shared with it, but it doesn't learn from all the past conversations you've ever had. Now, one thing that's really, really cool is if we scroll up here, it might have been in a different booking. Yeah, it must have been a different, no, actually here, you know what? It's right here. So this guest, when I did this test thing, I said, hi, is the hot tub available to use? Now I have a video that goes through and explains exactly how to use the hot tub, all the buttons, everything like that. And you can see that in this conversation and in my guidebook, I've got those videos linked right here. So because it's already in the information of this, the context of this conversation, when the guest, in this case, the example guest, it's me, asks, is there a hot tub available to use? The AI responds, yeah, the hot tub is ready for you in the backyard, along with the sauna. So again, again, enhancing another element of the listing. Please watch this instructional video on how to operate the hot tub, and it actually grabbed the link to the video. Incredibly cool. It's very personal. You can also then go and make it more formal or less formal, increase or decrease the length. So it's really, really cool. Does a really great job. and it also personalizes it with custom tagging. So you can see that it actually addresses the guest by name rather than just saying, hi guest, or something like that. So you would virtually never know that this was an AI that's answering your messages. Now, again, if we come over to the direct booking, the channel management platform I've got here, you can see that right in here in my message center, if I come over here, I've got the message pulled up right there already. So super, super cool that you can have that right in your channel management software as well. You don't need to just be coming in here into Besty to answer your messages. Now, again, I'm gonna put together a whole other video that's gonna go into all of the really, really cool revenue optimization strategies and kind of tools that Besty has that are literally designed to make you more money, and that I can tell you without hyperbole are truly game changing for short-term rental hosts, investors, managers. Like, I've been doing this for a decade, and I cannot remember a time when I've been this excited about a new technology in the short-term rental space. This truly is going to save a huge amount of time. It's going to save a huge amount of money because we don't have to hire humans to do this now. Sure, you're still going to need someone to oversee it, but it's going to be easy for one person to now oversee a variety of different listings, as opposed to having them need to oversee maybe 5 to 10 max. So the profitability that this unlocks right off the bat by just taking this big cost item out of our balance sheet is incredible. And then the fact that it can also go above and beyond and help you to effectively make more money on your listings is truly just a mind-blowing thought to even consider that this kind of technology exists and that we get to be a part of it. So really, really cool. Super excited about this tool. Again, the link is going to be in the description down below if you want to sign up and play around with it, access it yourself. I'd highly recommend you check it out. It is really, really cool. Super easy to set up. Only took me about maybe 15, 20 minutes to get it up and running and be able to start testing it. So it's a lot of fun. Now, if you like this video, if you want more videos like this, if you just want to support the channel, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and like this video. If you're new to the channel here and you want to stay up to date with the 2 videos you post every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well so you can stay up to date with all that. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, anything you want to share with me, let me know in the comment section down below. And like I mentioned before, if you're interested in BNB Tribe, you want to take your Airbnb game to the next level, make more money, have more fun with Airbnb, definitely check out BNB Tribe, linked in the description down below. With that said, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.